Hey everyone, my name is Nathan Torres, and welcome to Conversations with the World, a show where I have conversations with everyday people.
If you feel something, you feel something. It's not about personality matrixels and charts. It's all about the bumps in your heart.
We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich. We can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful.
I love the art of it. And so like that really to me is like, you know, it's cool. Like I just love the idea of like just immersing myself in a character and just like, you know, letting my mind go.
Do what you're supposed to do, man. Like all I can say is that whatever mountains are in front of you sounds so. I'm trying to think of a non-cliche way to say it, is that there is a way through what you're going through.
Yeah.
And you will get through to the other side. And I'm saying, like, all I can say is, like, you can make it through it, bro. It'll seem like your brain will try and convince you that you can't, but tomorrow will come and you can.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Conversations with the World. This is episode number 14. And joining me, the first ever returning guest ever on Space Kaiju Productions Conversations with the World podcast. Thank you, Luis Avilez.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Bro, you were on one episode already. You know, we caught up and we talked about acting, the ups and downs of acting. But now, you know, we're back, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny that, like, you know, we were just doing some sound tests before the show. Mm-hmm. And, like, we just carried on to, like, a conversation from that part.
Yeah, we should have started recording then.
We should have. But then again, we did talk about some stuff that we wanted to just touch base on. So
yeah,
that's me all the time when a guest gets here. Like, I already want to hit record because I always feel like there's always value in, like, these little tiny tidbit conversations.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful for you coming on again, man.
Thank you for having me.
So, I mean, just catch people up. I mean, if you haven't listened to the first episode with Luis Avilez, go ahead and maybe even start off with that episode and then come to this episode because you'd probably see where the growth and, you know, just the time difference of where Luis is at in his life right now.
Yeah.
But just catching up. What kind of projects have you been up to lately?
Well, let's see. One thing I remember, I started a production company.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And can you say the name of that? Because, like, sometimes I try pronouncing it.
I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's my last name backwards.
Okay.
I think it's Saliva Pictures.
Okay, so I thought it was Zaliva Pictures.
I don't know. It could be.
It could be.
I don't know. I just think it looks cool.
It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, so however you want to pronounce it, that's cool with me. Eventually, I'll learn how to pronounce it myself. But
yeah.
So it's basically my last name backwards.
There you go. And that's kind of like the creativity you got to get going with your own production company.
Yeah.
So what kind of ventures have you been, like, dipping your toes in now that, you know, you have, like, some gear, right? You have gear.
I have, I think, everything.
You have everything?
I have cinema cameras, lights, sound equipment. What else? Computers.
You got everything you need.
I got everything, yeah.
Yeah.
So just scripts. I just need scripts.
Scripts, yeah. So, I mean, I remember last time you asked me about scripts, and I just haven't had any time to, you know, get down and writing. I've been so busy with work. But you know what the thing is that, like, I want to write for, like, a film, but I still have this, like, this little project in the back of my head that was I felt like it was kind of shot down by Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, because I have always thought about making, like, my own, like, animated Spider-Man film, but it's to be called Spider-Man LA. So it's my own story and then it intertwines. Like, I've always wanted to finish that project.
Are you able to do that, or is that like copyright issues and stuff?
I don't know. I like the suit design. It's gonna be all mine. Like, I hope I can do it. And the reason why I brought it up is because, like, I'm done writing for it in the sense of, like, a script for a movie, but I think I might just turn it into, like, a graphic novel at most.
That'd be cool.
And then I can just, like, sell it, like, on, like, Amazon or something, you know?
Yeah.
Sell, you know, just to see if people are interested in, like, this version of Spider-Man. And maybe, like, if it can, you know, carry itself, maybe, you know, the people at Sony or Marvel, which one put out the Spider-Verse? Sony, probably. Sony and Marvel. But maybe they'll see my Spider-Man, and maybe they might want to throw me into the, you know, the future of Into the Spider-Verse.
I feel like you do need some copyright stuff, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know how it works, but
but you're in the production field now, so
yeah.
so more scripts. What are you looking forward to, like, in scripts? Like, if someone is to give you a script, what are you straying away from? Because I know, like, for example, like my production company, Space Kaiju Productions and podcasting. Like, if someone came up to me and wanted to do like a podcast about, like, I don't know, like something outrageous, you know, I would probably, like, you know, take a look at it first. You know, maybe will I produce that? Is that the kind of content I want on my production?
Yeah.
You know, but what are you straying away from, or, you know, are you accepting all types of films?
I think all types right now. There's not really anything that strikes out to me that I'm like, oh no. But I do want Hispanic talent.
Yeah.
I want to diversify, and I want to, like, expand, like, you know, like, see different people. Like, it's always the same people, and that's cool. But, you know, I'm Hispanic, and I want to see more of us.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you watch a lot of, like, Hispanic films? Like, do you see what's
No.
going on that side of the world? No.
No.
But you want to see it here.
I want to see it here, and if I could be part of it, then that's great too.
That's what's up. The collaborating is the most important part.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of like what we're doing now. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But any other gigs? You know, like have you hit up I think I've seen you. You know, you post something about, like, going out for casting. Like, how's the casting?
Yeah.
Stuff
So
going?
I booked a TV show a couple months ago.
Mhm.
It's called Brain Games.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's a small role, but
Yeah.
it's a speaking role. So I think it's actually I think it's probably my first speaking role on a TV show.
Nice.
Yeah. So
That should be exciting.
yeah, that airs in December, sometime in December, on the National Geographic channel.
Nice.
So
Are you wait? You haven't done anything for it though, right?
yeah, I already filmed it.
Oh, you filmed it. It's
Yeah,
done.
a couple
So
months ago.
What was the experience like, or what can you share from, you know, working on that set?
I could share very little, I think,
Yeah.
because I don't really know exactly. I didn't sign an NDA or anything, but
Oh, okay.
I think I could share stuff. Yeah, so it was quick stuff.
Don't, just little things. I don't want to get.
Yeah,
you
no,
in
I'm not gonna
trouble.
get into detail. No, but
Yeah.
it was cool. Like, it was just, I showed up, I did my part,
Yeah.
and then I left. I think I was there for like an hour.
And the peeps were cool.
People were cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
they treat you much better, you know, as opposed to when you do background and they're
Yeah.
like, "Fuck you guys." Like, they don't say "fuck
They
you
don't
guys,"
say
but
it.
they treat you a lot. Like, it's different. It's like night and day.
But you figure those people who are saying, like, fuck you guys, like, those crew people, they know each other, you know,
Yeah.
like, most of the part, like, they all network with each other, so yeah, they're most likely they're saying, hey, fucker, get your shit over there.
Yeah, no, but I've never had that happen. I was just kidding.
Oh man, so let's talk about what you're here to talk about. Let's talk about what you say you want to see more, you know, Hispanics, and I see that you're giving this opportunity to a certain, like, online community.
Mhm.
So let's tell people about this Hispanic Film Festival that you're trying to throw.
Yeah, so I started that a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was at home and I was like looking for stuff to watch, and it's like, oh, it's the same stuff. Like, I want to see something different. And for some reason, I just thought, why don't I just, like, make a festival, get some submissions, and see some, like, independent films. Like, so I started a film festival. It's a Hispanic film festival.
And what I appreciate about that, and if I can just cut you off here,
Yeah.
what I appreciate that is that you're asking for films, like, from all walks of life, like, and I get it. We're seeing the same stuff over and over again in theaters, and I think that's what has kind of, like, drawn me away from watching movies so much in the theaters.
Yeah.
Like Child's Play, you know, like, I think there was a picture I saw online
I was about to say that back in the 90s, like,
back
we're back
in the 90s.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, like, I think what I appreciate about you putting on this film festival is that you're asking, you know, young filmmakers and people who are inspired to want to tell stories to tell their story.
Yeah.
And that's the different stuff I want to see. Like, it's most of the independent stuff that I want to see.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not paying to go see Child's Play when I can go watch the old one, you know? Like, I get it. Like, it's rejuvenated. It's a different perspective. And I think that what they said is, like, it has a touch to, like, the modern day and stuff like that. But I don't want to see, like, these minor changes. Like, I get it. You need to make money for, you know, and you can with the mass audience of people who want to see it. But technically, there's some people who want to see some stuff from people's hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really cool. So all Hispanic, you have to be Hispanic to submit, right?
Yeah. So basically, it's either the director, editor, someone in one of the top positions.
Mhm.
So director, editor, or producer have to be Hispanic, or the lead actor or actress
Mm-hmm.
have to be Hispanic.
So we got right here, film must have been produced by a Latino or Latina, Film must have been directed by a Latino or Latina. Film must have at least one lead actor being Latino or Latina. Now, my question is, because, you know, my mind went crazy when you first sent me this, like, would it be possible, like, and I may not do this, you know, like, this is just me getting super inspired from what you've done already so far. So once you first told me, like, my mind was like, all right, I could do this, I could do that, I could do that. Like stop motion voiceover type stuff, like, would that be accepted? Like, if I got Aiza Gonzalez to voice or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, that would count, right?
Yeah, because she would be the lead actress, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But not her face, just, you know.
Yeah, you would have to get her to voice it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk to her. It's not like I know her or anything, which I don't. I'm just acting like, if hypothetically, you know. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, I mean, even you directing it or producing it qualifies.
Okay.
Like, you don't have to meet each one of them. You just have to meet one of the criteria.
One of the criteria.
Yeah.
Very cool. And I appreciate, you know, you're doing, like, best actor, best actress. You know, you're giving, like, oath, you know, to these people who are putting in their work.
Yeah. So
that's pretty cool. What are you expecting to get out of, you know, what are you hoping that people get out of this film festival? That's the question.
Well, the grand prize, there's a potential to have your short film listed on Amazon Prime. So depending on, like, after you win, so the best festival short film winner will have that ability to do that potentially if everything qualifies. You know, it's not guaranteed, like, hey, you've won the best short film festival, now you get your film on Amazon Prime. Now it's like, now we have to talk, like, details, and it's like, see if everything works out. If it does, then it goes up.
And that sounds like a good deal, in the sense that, like, you're giving the opportunity to young filmmakers to create something and then collaborate with you, so that you guys can put a nice little product out there.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool, you know, like, because you are a production company, and you know, you're throwing this film festival, so it all goes in a perfect circle at the end of the day.
And it's all through my production company.
That's pretty
and
cool.
And myself, of course.
I like this website too. It's Film Freeway. What is that? Like, did you just...
That's where you submit on for film festivals.
For film festivals, okay. But so this website, it basically, you create your own channel for people to submit towards your channel. Have you used Film Freeway before?
For submissions to festivals.
So you've submitted, like, the one that I've done with you?
Yeah.
So you submitted through that. That's really cool. Have you gotten any good, like, you know, like, feedback from that, or just, like, have you enjoyed working with them?
They're still, I mean, the company's really good. It's just my films are still under review. To see if they're accepted to any films.
Really?
But definitely, it's very easy to use.
Easy, and it's good for young filmmakers to try to get their organizing.
Yeah,
right?
and you get awards, you get certificates, best actor, best director, all that stuff.
You've got best drama short, best comedy short, best documentary, sci-fi, horror, animation. Hey, animation.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that, like, I've always wanted to do, like, stop motion animation. And especially, you know, with work right now, I'm working with a summer camp for arts and showing kids how to, like, podcast, showing kids how to do films, music videos, and it's all fun. So I've been kind of, like, showing them how to do stop motion. I remember that week we started that. Yeah. It was such a blast, because it meant a lot to me, because, you know, I brought some gear and I tripod, you know, green screen, and I had the kids, you know, before doing all that film stuff, create their own characters and bugs with Play-Doh. So they got to work out their own characters, and then they talked with their friends to create their own scenes. And then I went step by step with the stop motion. You know, it was really, really fun. And then the next day is where it felt really rewarding, because a few of the kids, you know, they came in with, like, the app downloaded for the stop motion app. They got a tripod. They brought, like, their toys and stuff like that. And they were like, let's just film something. And I was just like, go for it. You know, you got their app on your phone, and they started filming their own little shorts.
See, that's dope. That's what I want. I want to inspire people to, like, have a voice and, you know, like, show what's on their mind, basically.
Yeah, I mean, well, tell people what you would want them to do right now.
For the festival?
For life.
Anything. Just live your life however you want to live it.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. There's no set thing that you have to do.
Yeah.
Like
I think one thing that I've been kind of, like, especially since, you know, the year turned 2019, I tried to instill it in my mind. And, you know, sometimes I kind of backfire on myself on it, but to not stress the things that I cannot control.
Yeah. I feel like that's really important.
It helps.
Yeah.
It helps, because before, like, I honestly have to just admit that I'd be stressing about certain things that just don't pertain to me, and they bring on this negative vibe. They bring me down.
Yeah.
You know. So after that, I just kind of started like living outside my skin and just kind of don't stress anything. You know, if it pertains to me, then stress it. You know, I got a podcast due Sunday night. I'm gonna stress it. I'm gonna get it done. But like, there's just some things that I can't control.
Exactly.
You know,
and that's for everyone.
Everyone.
So
everyone's
just
got
take
that
that
going
weight
on.
off your shoulder and just do what you got to do.
Exactly. At what age did it hit for you, like, where you knew you had to kind of like get more responsibilities, like get a job? It was like right out of high school, right?
No, I mean, I've been working since I was 12. My dad owns a cell phone store.
That's right. It's been brought up on the podcast before. So you've been, and I always try to get people for you, to get fix like screens and stuff like that.
But yeah, I've been working a long time. I mean, like I'm 28 now.
Yeah.
So.
And your pops has instilled you with like that business mentality.
Yeah,
so.
like I've always been self-employed. Like I've never worked for anyone.
Yeah.
So it's like I've always kind of had it. I think since I was 12.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Just good. That's good because I kind of see like the youth now, and like hope I'm wrong, but like I feel like their responsibilities are being a little bit pushed back a little bit. Like they're being tendered to more. And I just don't. I fear for their future if they're not prepared in the right way. But then there goes me backfiring on the don't stress the things I can't control. But the only reason why I stress that is because I love human beings so much. And like you say, like I want people to do what they want to do in life.
Yeah.
I want people to, before they leave this world, to get their checklist done. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I appreciate, like I said, man, I appreciate you starting this festival and giving this opportunity for people to, share their lives and their stories. So the festival winners will be announced December 14th, 2019 via website.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that, right? So, I mean, more info to come. Where can people, is there like your own Instagram page for anything like that? Or is it just through this website? Is there like a...
No, so there's the website there, the Film Freeway, where you submit.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's my website that has the actual page with more details and stuff. There's a Instagram for it. There's a Facebook for it.
And I'll have all those links at the bottom of the show notes for everyone who's interested in submitting or, just want to look at it,
Yeah.
Because, there might be some good news in the future for this festival. We might pull some strings here and there with some things that we're not going to talk about just yet. But it's something to be excited about,
Yeah.
Yeah. None of your films are going to be there, right? Like,
no, unfortunately, I cannot submit my own.
No,
films.
well, okay. Well, I was thinking about it like that. Like, your films are on your website, though, right? Like,
on what do you mean?
Like for people to watch.
They're on Amazon.
On Amazon.
So I got 2 on Amazon.
Yeah, let's bring both of them up. I know I've got one here. You say it's 2, right?
Yeah.
I only see this one. I could be wrong. I should have wrote that other one down.
Which one is that?
I got Amateur Hitman.
Yeah.
Which is on Amazon Prime Video. So if any of you have Amazon Prime Video or would like a free 30-day trial of Amazon Prime Video, you can head over to spacekaijuproductions.com, support tab, and click that, and you get a free 30 days to watch Lewis's little short film.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what is the other film that's...
Captured.
Yeah. Interesting. Is that the most recent one? Or was that last year?
I think that's the most recent one.
Most recent one, right?
There's another one that I have that I re-edit. The one that we were in.
Yeah.
The one that we did. That one is one I re-edit, and it should be on Amazon, I think towards like early 2020.
I'm excited for that. I'll share that with people. I'll share that film with people because that's actually the movie where I almost died.
Yeah.
I literally was like allergic to the whole house.
Yeah.
And like I was just like trying to act. I was just like, no, run it through. I'll do it again.
Dude, that was a good day. I have the bloopers up on IMDb.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
What? I'll have to check those bloopers out.
You should link it.
Yeah, I'll put the links in the bloopers from that. That was a fun time.
It was.
We saw who we saw? We saw Lonzo Ball across the street.
Lonzo Ball, yeah. And
it's funny because my friend texts me and where he works right now, like I guess like the Ball family is gonna be there. It's like a birthday of some of a young child or something. I probably cut this out, but I don't know. I'm not like giving out where my friend works, but my friend is gonna be seeing the Ball family today, so he's just gonna be working there. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. I asked you what's one thing you hope some people get out of participating. I got you right that question. What's one thing you hope that people get out of the film festival? Let's talk about your Voyage LA article.
Cool.
I bet you didn't think I was gonna
I
ask
didn't.
you about that, huh?
No.
Huh? I was reading it. I didn't finish it all, but how did you get set up with like a nice little interview like that?
Well, they emailed me,
Oh, really?
and I think you could submit yourself, or someone could submit you. Because once I finished doing the interview, there was a referral thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, refer people, and I'm like, oh.
What's that interview process like? Like, because I saw like they had their question and then your response.
Yeah.
So like, was it recorded or anything like that?
No, so they send you an email with questions.
Ah.
Like they first like look into you and they see who you are and
Yeah.
stuff, and then they set up a questionnaire and then you just answer.
That's
email
pretty
it back.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll also link that article with Lewis in the show notes as well. So if anyone is interested in reading that article, I highly recommend it. I was reading the first tidbits of it, and I'm like, all right, I see you. See, I mean, we've talked about some of this stuff like on the podcast,
Yeah.
previous, but getting to know you is a great thing. So I hope that more people will like flock your way, so you can get some more, collaborations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, what's on the platter for Zaliva Pictures? I know we've got the Hispanic Film Festival, but anything, in the back of your head that you're,
So I'm writing a feature film.
a feature film?
Yeah, but it's so hard because I'm not a writer.
Yeah.
So I'm like learning how to write as I write.
Interesting.
It's just a difficult process.
What have been some of the ways you've been, kind of like seeking advice or ways to write? Like, have you been utilizing the internet?
The internet mostly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mostly.
Like just looking up the structure, what every script needs, and then
You use Celtex?
no.
What do you use?
I used to use Amazon's, what is it called?
Script writing? Is it
Yeah,
script writing?
but they're going away, so
Interesting.
I
That's
don't know what I'm
sad.
gonna use next.
That's weird. You should use Celtics.
Is it free?
I think
So I don't like
there's
paying for stuff.
there's a version of it that's free.
Oh, I think I have it actually. I
Mm.
used to use it before I started using Amazon,
Mhm.
and then they have like a limited three.
There's a
scripts.
version of it. Yeah, there's a version. I think on the iMac, I bought it. It was like $10
Oh,
for that full version, which I can just write as much scripts as I want. And it's just offline.
I might do that then.
Yeah, so I think it's a little bit better. Don't quote me on that price though. I'll discount double check for you. But Celtex has always been a great tool because
Yeah.
whether it's film, whether it's podcasting, because sometimes like now that I'm getting better at like the promos, running promos on my podcast,
Mhm.
I type out. That's what I use to type out like you can click on Amazon, blah 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 blah. So I use that rather than just using my notes. Like just kind of want
The
to
notepad.
the notepad. Well, actually, ever since I got this iPad, Notability. If anyone has an iPad and you're in school, buy Notability because it is probably the best note-taking app ever.
Is it? Do you just like
It
write it with your thumb?
the
with your
Apple
finger?
Pencil.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, technically you need the Apple Pencil, but it works wonders. There's different colors. You can cut and paste. You've got like different categories where you can write. I've got like all show notes here, school stuff, everything.
That's pretty cool.
It-
I don't know why I said thumb. Like who writes with their thumb?
If it gave thumb writing capabilities, I would imagine that it would write fantastically with the thumb,
Yeah.
but it only works with the pencil. But yeah, it's good, man, that you're putting on all this stuff on your platter for.
Yeah, I feel like I want to expand. I don't want to like limit myself to one thing, because it's like I don't just want to be an actor. I want to do a lot of things. Like sometimes I just get up and I'm like, oh shit, I want to do this.
Yeah,
I just do it.
like adventurous. Like, are you adventurous? Like in the fact that you'd leave, like you go to the wilderness or anything like that. You don't do that very often.
Not really. Sometimes I go camping with my friends,
Yeah,
but I think
you like staying in the city.
yeah, I like getting shit done.
Yeah,
I feel like when I go out and like I go camping and stuff, like I don't really. There's nothing I really do.
it's nothing that appeals to you.
Yeah, I mean maybe I should. Maybe I could get stuff done. It's just that I don't do it.
Well, who knows? Like maybe if you experience like another location of camping or like do something different, like
yeah.
do you think that kind of helps with the creative process?
It-
Like exposing
know.
yourself to more culture, exposing yourself
Yeah,
to more things.
I think it does, and I think that's something I need to do. Yeah.
kind of like expand in that kind of sense.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I said, like when I said with that quote where I start off like, don't stress the things you can't control. At the beginning of 2019, I was trying to think of things that I can do differently. Like, for example, like talk to more neighbors, on my block. Like, like, do you know your neighbors on your block?
I know the girls that live in front of me.
Yeah. So like, I know my neighbor who lives in front of me, and that's the one I talk to the most. I've actually helped him like pick up his trailer like 2 hours away in his campsite, and helped him out because he's getting older, so like I appreciate him.
Yeah.
So like that, but like I tell myself like I need to talk to more neighbors, like be more friendly, like feel what it's like to like have like that block.
Yeah, dude. I mean, sometimes it's like weird for me, because I see my neighbor from the left side of us, and like we say what's up to each other and stuff, but I'm like, sometimes I walk out and I'm like, oh shit, my neighbor's right there. I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see him, and it's like,
that's always the thing too,
huh?
Like, should I
weird.
wave?
Yeah,
like on the way over here, I was bringing that yellow case to the car.
Yeah.
And then my neighbor from the front, she was actually backing up her car, so we both like paused because like I almost got in the way. So like I always feel like there are some awkward interactions with neighbors, and that's why I want to like like get to know my neighbors more.
Yeah.
Because like think of it, we have the internet now, which has brought us more people than we can imagine. I think I was talking about this off air. On this other podcast that I was doing, saying that I believe, and hopefully I'm not wrong about this, but I believe like we need to be a tribe. Like, I'm saying this wrong now because I'm so bad at describing things over and over again. But what the internet has brought us with so many people is kind of like killing us, in the sense that like it's too much overload for people. Like I think our brains are only capable of harnessing like a tribe. I think a tribe is like a certain amount of people. I don't know exactly how much is in a tribe, but if you look it up, like that's how much our brains should know of people, but we are just overloaded with so much people.
What if that evolves us?
Well, then that's going to be insane. Our brain, I think our brains can't even take that. Like, think about it. Social media is hurting everyone. Social media is hurting people's.
It's done a lot of good, but there is bad, of course.
Well, and I'll give you an example of how it's done good, because I've said this before, where 2 weeks before my dog passed away, I was shitting on social media. Like, there's so much negativity, stay away from it. Like, and that's what I try to instill in the podcast here, the network. I try not to like talk too bad about people, and like I don't want this to be a platform where we shed hate or anything like that. But that's honestly what the internet has become.
Yeah. And
we got to stay away from the negativity. But before, when my dog passed away, I made this little like montage of pictures of me and my dog, and posting that. That's the positive thing I can take from it, because I was, and still to this day, like I still have moments where like I just start bawling like out of nowhere, because it's still pretty fresh. But posting that montage, and even getting that YouTube video that I made done, like, and having family and friends comment and post and making sure that I'm okay, like that helped. Like I like that positivity from social media, but I don't like all the negative baggage that it comes with. Yeah, but I feel like that's just life, though. You take the good with the bad. But like you said, now that we have internet and we have so much people, are we going to evolve? We might become computers. We might have to just start like attaching certain things. Oh, I just met a bunch of people in Netherlands. Better plug in a USB so that I can remember everybody that. Because you forget people's names. Yeah, no, you actually do. Sometimes I look back at like high school, and I'm like, I remember this person's face. The face? Yeah, but I don't I even remember how they walk. Yeah. I can't remember their fucking name though. Yeah. Like shit, like that actually happens. Yeah, and that goes to say, like, going back to like, getting to know all my neighbors, it all comes down to it where I just want more genuine conversations with everyday people, and if I just get to know them just a little tad bit, that's good, because it just makes me comfortable getting to know people a little bit, Yeah. Rather than have short conversations like, hey, how's it going? You're cool on the internet. All right, interesting. I like, I just can't stand that kind of part of the internet. But there's just so much. What kind of backlash have you had from the internet? Any negative effects? Not really. I don't really post much. You don't? No. I don't really like social media. Like, if I wasn't acting and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't have it. And that's going to get tough too, because, the thing that I see of it, like, I don't like promoting that much stuff when it comes to the podcast, because I just want people who want to listen
Yeah.
to come. Like, I don't want to force people. I don't want
Yeah.
to keep putting out like, oh, come check out this episode. I just want people to hear about it by word, or obviously just post a little and get, some special episodes. But I just can't deal with posting too much. I don't like shoving things down people's throats.
Yeah, I feel like maybe you're like the same way I am. You just do stuff, and if people like it, then they'll find a way to see it. Like,
Yeah.
little people are just like, hey, word of mouth.
Yeah.
Like, that's how my other business got big. Like, word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
I was just doing good stuff. I wasn't promoting it, and it got big.
Yeah, you're talking about like the repairs,
Yeah.
and that I might have a little something to do with that.
No, I'm talking like the online
No, yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
The
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Oh, like the clicks and stuff.
Yeah.
Got it. But getting you more peeps to
That
to
too.
repair. Yeah.
That actually too.
Word of mouth. That's the word of
Yeah.
mouth right there. Oh man. Well, what's one thing that you would say like creating a production company has like inspired you to do besides create content? Like, at the end of the day, like the content that you bring, what kind of message do you want with that content?
Basically, take control of your life. Like, I wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
That was my thing. And it didn't really start moving along for me. I'm still not where I want to be. But it didn't start moving until I started doing stuff myself. So it's like...
And putting your face in your own
Yeah.
projects, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
starting creating my own projects, the production company, everything that I do. It's like, you really want something, make it happen yourself. Like, I think if I wouldn't have started producing, if I didn't buy the cameras, if I didn't just write my scripts, whatever, I probably would be a lot more behind than I currently am.
So being self-made is important to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's always been.
Really?
Yeah, like I've never liked working for someone, or like not necessarily in a selfish way, but doing stuff for other people. Like, I like doing stuff for me and working for me and bettering myself.
Yeah.
That's not to say I don't like other people and I don't like to help others.
And
but,
eventually, you will collaborate in certain
Yeah.
aspects,
like, I like collaborating.
Yeah.
I love that. It's just that I also don't like people telling me what to do.
I feel it.
So, like,
I think I'm the same way too. Like, it's like the Stanley Kubrick mentality, like he wanted everything done his way,
yeah,
and his films wouldn't have come out the way they did if he didn't do them his way, and
Yeah.
his OCD self and his like just wanting to do it. There's just something about being particular about your art, Every little movement, everything counts,
yeah,
Everything you set up, it all has some type of message or something to it,
yeah. And eventually, like, I'll loosen up and I'll like start like having other people write stuff or like edit my work or whatever it is, like, but that's when I get to a different level. Right now, I enjoy the whole creating process.
The creating process.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of it?
I've been liking editing.
Editing?
Like, apart from acting, like, editing is kind of interesting. Like, there's so much you could do.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't realize that the editor has a lot of control of how the actors are portrayed.
Yeah, you're right. Like,
So-
it's a tedious job,
Mm-hmm.
but it works in all aspects. The cinematography, making sure that the dialogue is being presented like clearly.
Yeah.
It's so much work.
Mm-hmm.
And on the podcast side, it's a lot of work too. Like,
Yeah.
I try my best. Like, I know it took me a while to get your video out, because like usually I get the audio out first, and then
Mhm.
after like 1 or 2 weeks, I'll try to edit the video together. And honestly, that's like the one thing that I'm really backed up about.
Videos.
Yeah, like I'm like you. Like, I want to do it all by myself.
Yeah.
But
It gets hard though.
let me see. Have you thought about this? Free internship.
I've considered it, and I'm like,
Like, there's some pitfalls to that, because it's like, I want to trust someone with my gear. I want to trust someone with accounts. I want to trust someone.
yeah.
But with trust, you have to pay people, and I don't have that right now, because I'm doing this all by myself.
Yeah.
And that's the I think that's the downfall of trying to do it yourself, is that like at first it's rough. You really have to dig and create like
Mhm.
the content you want, right? It's tough, but at the end of the day, it should pay off. Like, for me, like the little step back that I did was kind of push my personal shows that I'm on
Mhm.
with the podcast aside, and try to get other people to highlight them, become the stars.
Producing other shows.
Yeah,
right?
producing other shows. So that's kind of going pretty good for myself right now. But when it comes to producing, like, do you see yourself, you know, you got films, you got script writing, but do you see yourself maybe doing stuff in like voiceovers or like
Yeah.
podcasting?
I've
maybe?
auditioned for a couple of, podcasting too. But
Yeah.
I've auditioned for a couple of voiceover roles.
Mhm.
Didn't get them, but I'm open to that. Like I'm open to anything that's creative.
Yeah. Nothing too far off. And are you also looking for like a different experience too? Like maybe even just like doing something different, like besides like putting on like a film for someone or a display like in the arts, like anything that interests you outside of the arts?
No.
There has to be one thing.
Like
You're not a sports guy, I know for a fact, right?
Yeah, no. I like working out.
Yeah, that's one thing I
That's-
noticed that.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, like I'm curious if there's another avenue where you would be able to like be inspired by something where, like, for me, like I have so much inspirations,
Mhm.
but at the same time, like for example, like that Spider-Man film that I want to make, like, yeah, that's cool. That's a cool project that I want to put on, but it's because of it's something that has inspired me. But there's
Yeah.
also something that I want to search for that is me.
Mm-hmm.
You get me?
Yeah.
Like that comes from me and me only. Like not inspired by anything else. Like, and I guess that comes with life experience.
Yeah, I think so.
That's kind of why I push myself back from like so much. It's because like, and put myself into the community, especially with the work that I do right now
Yeah.
at my job right now. Like I push myself away from like filmmaking and being in films and PA work, you know,
Yeah.
highlighting on my podcasting, but you know, being more with the community, because I think that is where I'm going to get my stories. That is where I'm going to get my connections to tell people, you know, that I've learned from this person. I've learned from this person. I went through something with this person, you know?
Mhm.
So I think just being one with the community and with people, I think that's where I'm going to get my inspiration.
That's good.
And that's where I want you to get your inspiration too, from the people and yourself. Well,
I
from yourself
should.
too.
I should.
Because at the end of the day, for me, like my only one dream is to make a feature film and have it in theaters. And I
Mhm.
still believe that I will do that one day.
Yeah, it's very possible.
No, it's possible in my head. I've already made up my mind. But at the end of the day, I just want to make one feature film that is going to be in this world when I'm not. Like, there are so many filmmakers that have passed away that their films have carried on for so many years, you know?
Yeah.
And they stick with people. Like, why am I such a Stanley Kubrick fan? Why do I watch his films all the time, you know? Like, it's because you're inspired by him, right?
Yeah.
So all I want to do is create, and I don't know what that film is, but I know it's going to be about having people realize that they've had the power since day one, since they were born, since, you know, to do what they want, to live how they can in this world.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm still kind of like fighting with, you know, reality in the sense that, you know, this isn't all butterflies and daisies in life, you know, in films. You know, I want to show that raw side of it where people aren't going to agree with you. You know, the government is a thing, like police are a thing, you know, like all the stuff that, you know, can conflict with you getting things done. And when I mean police, I mean like permits to film, you know, like that kind of stuff. Like in LA, you can't do shit.
Just don't worry about that stuff.
Well, okay, that's the
Shoot a guerrilla style.
well, anyone who is anyone can try to shoot guerrilla, but when it comes down to it, like for example, like I remember doing a student film back in the day and going into the LA Times building just to see if I can get a shot of my actor walking out, and right away they saw what we were doing and they were like, "Get the fuck out."
Yeah. I mean that's why when you're starting off, you got to write your scripts in a way that it's very budget friendly.
Yeah.
So don't like have spaceships and all this crazy shit.
Well, do you see what the Netflix formula has been the past couple of times?
Spaceships, weird things.
Well, like I've just
Stranger
honestly,
Things.
I've honestly, well, besides those ones, like that, the shows that have been like, you know, like sparked for everybody already. But there are these like movies that come out of nowhere, and I'm talking films only. Films that come out of nowhere where they're good, like not like amazingly good, but they get people talking, right? And if you look at the budget, well, not the budget, but like look at like the way that how many characters there are. There's limited characters. Like I just saw I Am Mother, and it's like a robot that's CGI.
Yeah.
Most of the whole movie was CGI, and then you've got this young girl who plays the young girl in the film, and then how do I forget her name? I always get her mixed up with Jennifer Garner, and that's so disrespectful. Hilary Swank. Hilary Swank is in the movie. So you got 2 people on the cover, and then when you watch the whole movie, you just realize that it's just 2 people.
That's it?
Yeah, and then robots. That's it. And then 1 baby, but that's irrelevant. I mean, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
But like everything I feel like Netflix is putting out, it's just like moderate, like little bit of actors, little bit of set, you know. But so much people pay for it. There's just so much money going into it.
Hey, I feel like once you got a good story,
and that's what people want to see, you know,
matters.
these short, quick, interesting stories that people are going to talk about. Like, do you remember how much people were talking about Bird Box for a while? Yeah. And then people were driving with their eyes blindfolded. It's like, I thought getting influence from YouTube was crazy, but getting influence from Netflix is just on a different level. Yeah. You know? We're going to do I Am Mother next. That one actually has a really good premise to it.
I haven't heard of that.
It's actually it's like promoting on like once in a while. I don't know. I feel like every time I go to different people's houses and they turn on the Netflix, like it's completely different from what I see.
Yeah, well, it's because of what you watch.
Exactly. But like in the promotional side, well, technically, yeah, that counts too. But for big films, I just feel like every time like a new movie comes out, it's always the first thing you see. Like, watch this one. Yeah. But watch that one. That was a good one.
I will. I don't really use my Netflix, though. But I'm going to get on it.
But I've been using Hulu a lot.
Hulu?
It's my sister's account. Watching Smallville.
Dude, I hear that I'm always on Hulu. One of my commercials always plays. So really? I'm like always on there.
What commercial?
It's the Good RX one.
Good RX. Dang, I don't think I've seen that one yet.
No, it's the medicine one where I just come out smiling in the English version.
I need to look for that. I want to keep my eye out for that one.
Yeah, dude.
Good RX. Maybe if I just say, I might need some Good RX in my house.
Oh, because they're listening?
Yeah. Can you believe that? What is it? How does that make you feel? Like you got an Amazon Alexa in there. Everything is connected.
I don't really know what to think about that, but Alexa does scare me.
Why?
My sisters have that, and I feel like she's always listening.
My mom said she heard a laugh from it. What's up with that?
What's up with your mom?
I don't know. but isn't that crazy how like you'll be talking about something and then out of nowhere you get like an advertisement? It's like, how did you know? It's not like I was searching for it. It just popped up.
I've never had that happen to me, or I've never noticed it.
It's so funny. Well, sometimes I try to ignore the ads, but you'll see them once in a while.
Don't ignore them. Click them.
Click them.
People like myself need to get paid.
Oh, if I click through that one, will you get?
I don't get paid.
You've already gotten paid from it. Yeah. So that's pretty cool, huh? I've noticed that so you've got a commercial out, and you know who else has commercials out? Jess, yeah, she does. She's got some commercials out.
Yeah, she's been doing a lot of things.
Yeah, I can't.
Good for her.
Hopefully, I can get her on the podcast one day. I gotta reach out to her because she's just so busy doing so many things.
Yeah, I gotta film something with Jess. I always forget that she acts, and I'm like.
You know why we forget that she acts? Because she's just so busy.
Then we shouldn't forget.
Well, it's because like it's funny because like she acts, but she's also doing like ads for like boxing and stuff. But like she came from that background of like wrestling, so like I feel like she might as well just become a martial artist.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel like the reason I forget is because I don't really see her. I haven't seen her, I think, since we graduated or since class probably.
Yeah.
So that's like she's not really like on my mind all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you're not even on social media all the time.
Yeah. So, I just go on and look at something and I'm off.
But next time you'll be paying attention in case you need her for a role.
Yeah.
Because we got to collaborate with those people from when we went to school at all times.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to in your upcoming week? How about that?
Upcoming week? Well, this weekend I'm going to Laughlin.
You are?
Yeah.
I've never been there. I've always heard good things. Like, is there a lake over there?
Yeah, there's a lake, and then you just hop on the jet skis and just explore the lake.
And so you're going with fam or something?
Yeah, I'm going with my family, my friend from Vegas.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
Yeah, and then after that, I'm heading out to Vegas.
Oh, when are you going to Vegas?
Well, right after Laughlin.
Right after?
Yeah, so I head to Laughlin I head to Vegas on Sunday, pick up my friend, and we go to Laughlin Monday. And actually, I'm going to Laughlin in the weekday, not the weekend. Yeah. So, then I'll be in Laughlin until Wednesday, then head back to Vegas.
I'll be going to Vegas in August.
August.
I'm excited because I get to see my friend Chris, and I'm just so proud of him. I can't wait to have some time to create a promo for his business.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm just gonna run that promo. Like, he doesn't have to pay me. Like, I'm gonna run it because he lives in Vegas and he started his cookie business with his wife, and they make some amazing cookies. Like,
Are you making videos for him or what?
no, like, I want to make like a promo for the podcast so that I can just run it. So like, if people are in Vegas and it's I just want to do something for him,
Yeah.
and see what kind of word I can give out for there. People are going to Vegas all the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, like you, I'll probably tell you, hey, order some cookies if you
I'll
can.
get some cookies too.
If you see the cookies,
Cookies and cream cookies.
there might be cookies and cream here. Let me show you. I want to show you what these cookies are, so you can kind of get people like, oh, interesting. Let me see. Hooky Cookies. Shout out to Hooky Cookies, HOOKY Cookies on IG. Look at it. Let me know what you think about this. They look fantastic. Like, I can't wait to try the churro one.
So I think this cookies and cream. Oh yeah, they do.
They do?
Yeah.
Which one does that look like?
Oreo cookie. Look.
Oh yeah. See?
I might actually hit him up.
Yeah, if you do, just tell them Space Kaiju Podcast sent you.
Yeah.
Or order some before you get there, and like I'm sure like you can pick them up or something like that.
Yeah, dude, I'm all about Oreos and cookies and cream. Like anything Oreo or cookies and cream, I'm for it.
I know for a fact that when I go out there, he's gonna have some ready for me and my friends, because we go out there at least once a year to like just spend some time with him, because he moved out there with his fam. So I'm just very proud of him because he's been hustling really hard. He's got like a logo. He's gonna put on hats pretty soon. They've been getting a lot of good feedback on like social media, which is great.
It's good.
Doing events and stuff like that. So I'm very proud of them. What do you think you would ever venture out in anything else besides like filmmaking? Like for me, like, and here's how I'll pose the question, because sometimes I just have trouble. Maybe because maybe it's the concussion. I haven't told anybody this. We didn't start the podcast off with this, but
No.
I had a soccer game this morning. I should tell people now because I don't know if I'm loopy or not. Do I feel fine?
You don't seem like it. You don't seem like you're bad. Like you seem normal.
I feel normal. Well, I had a soccer game this morning, and I took quite of a tumble, and I showed Lewis.
You should probably show them too.
Well, let's see if I could tap it into the YouTube video. But I went down pretty hard today. Like, I'm feeling it, and I honestly don't know if I have a concussion or not.
It's like
Yeah, my head hit the floor really bad. So I'm just pulling through, and I'll rest this whole week. Put some Tiger Balm on my back, but I'll get through. But yeah, I'm excited to go to Vegas in the future. Yeah, it's the only time I get to go. I'm not a big on Vegas though.
No,
Like-
I'm not either until my friend moved out to Vegas. That's when I've been going more often. But before that, I hadn't gone in a very long time, like years.
I don't like it because it's too hot. I don't like hot weather.
It's super hot.
It's scorching, but hopefully that's when it starts to cool down a little bit. Late August, maybe it'll start to cool down a little bit.
I didn't even think about that. It's gonna be hot this week.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be burning up.
Fuck.
Yeah, every time it's like super hot, my friend will text us in the group message like, "Oh, it's that time in Vegas where it's just very super hot."
Oh shit.
All right, well, let's close this bad boy out. Any final words? I like to let you give the listeners some words of hope. Maybe if you're going through something, Lewis, and you want to put it in terms of like, hey, people, if you're going through this, you don't need to go through that. Feel good. Any words of inspiration?
The thing I say all the time is just do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy. Of course, find out how to make a living, but just do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Exactly. Well, man, thanks for coming on. And like I said, you are the second reoccurring, like you're the first reoccurring guest.
I feel special.
And you should feel special because, we've known each other for quite some time. And for a fact, I know you'll be on this podcast again.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe you'll have your own podcast one day.
Maybe. Honestly, that's a possibility.
Is that something that, you thought of?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Because it's like I like doing interesting stuff, not like going to work one day and just doing the same thing every day. Like, I like doing different stuff all the time.
Yeah.
This doesn't really seem like work. This is fun.
Honestly, dude, at the end of the day, like teaching the kids how to podcast, how to blast, like, getting this feeling where like, on my friend's podcast, Transparency with Robert Smith, also on the network, he had a guest over, and it made me feel really good because it's like I get to locations early, like the studio, and I set up. Wherever I go, I set up, and I try to, like, if there's a guest, like, I don't try to impress them. I just set up my station, and they're just come in impressed. And at the end of the episode, the guy was like, "Yo, honestly, this was really cool. I love the way you set it up. I honestly feel like I was on the Joe Rogan podcast." And I was just like, ugh. I was like,
it is a really nice setup. Like I think the first time I saw it, I was like, shit.
Oh yeah, when we were in your house.
Yeah.
But like I say all the time, like I know like I'm on the travel all the time. I can't wait to the day like I get my own studio, because at that point it's very comforting to not move your studio around.
Yeah.
And then plus you just get your guests to come to the studio. It'd be very discreet, sign a little NDA or something. That's something in my head. I don't know. Would you have people sign an NDA if technically
for a podcast? I don't think so.
I don't think so, because the way I think of it as them accepting to be on the podcast is that they're here talking on the podcast.
Yeah.
So
and NDAs are mainly like
face
for people not to speak about the project, like outside of like once whatever we do here they can't talk about.
True, and that wouldn't count
I think you might be talking about release forms.
Release forms.
Yes.
That's exactly. See, there's the loopy head that I was talking about. All right, well, why don't you tell them to where they can find you on socials?
I got a couple. My personal ones is lavilez91@hotmail.com. Actually, no, that's my email. That's my email.
No, sometimes I say, like, when I'm doing my plug, sometimes, like, I say it so fast that, like, I'll say the email part where I just meant to put at and then that. Yeah.
Flip it around. At lavilez91.
There you go.
Don't email me.
Don't email me. Unless it's for business inquiries only.
No, I mean, my website, lewisavilez.com, Imdb, Lewis Avilez, Zaliba Pictures.
There it is.
Instagram. I think that's pretty much it.
That's the gist of it. But mostly your website has all the links to everything, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Very perfect. Well, man, thanks for coming on the show again. Like I said, you should stop by again in the future.
Absolutely.
And I'll leave you with this quote that I leave everybody with. This quote: Make sure you starve the ego and feed the soul.